This is just a quick Forex blog for September 25th, 2015. Our trading systems are just absolutely doing extremely well. I'm just going to briefly do a quick blog showing how well they're doing. One of the new trend tools I came up with last week, I put a number of patterns in, and they're working very well live this week, and I've also put in a ton of patterns this week that I expect to work extremely well in the future as well. Let's just start off with the euro dollar. You can see Thursday had some good trades. It's not going to always catch some trades. I might have bought this pullback here, this little breakout, but it is catching quite a few good trades. Friday spotted this 78% fib reversal here, and once the market didn't continue down, it changed trend direction up. Our new trend tool spotted the much more likely to direction up, and it bought here and here. Here's the dollar Swiss. Just Thursday, you can see a nice trade here and here. Missed that trade there. But the most important thing is it's not trying to buy this very strong downtrend. And I might have bought, or I'm sorry, I might have sold right here, and the system missed this trade. And of course, this is a very strong trend up, but it's gone up too much, so we try not to buy very shallow pullbacks like this. Pretty decent counter trend after this explosive move, and pretty much lost 5 pips on that one. But as far as counter trend trades go, that's pretty good. Strong uptrend about this little breakout right here. The trend's over, so we're looking to sell. This one here is a small loss. It's only a loss on that particular one for that day. Here's the dollar yen. It did pretty well. We have a small loss here, another small loss. Those 2 losses are gone back with this. And then a very small win here, and we have about a 40 pip win here. The trend's now down, so we're looking to sell when the counter trend move has lost its momentum, which we do here. And then ended the day with a buy here, which you would close out at the end of the day on Friday. Here's the pound, and we'll just look at the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Bought this little narrow range breakout right here. Sold this high right here, which was profitable. Sold this narrow range rectangle pattern right here, which is very profitable. It's a very strong downtrend, so we get short. It's losing its momentum, so we need a deeper pullback up before we get short again, which we do. 60 pip win here, one of the biggest of the day. Small win here, and then a small loss. Here's the Australian yen. And I'm also putting more and more patterns that look for daily patterns. Here's a small loss, which you get back on the next trade. Sells this double top right here near the highs for 20 pips or so. And I'm just going to briefly show the stats I keep. Now this is at the end of the day after I fix some of the patterns that I don't like and also add new patterns. But this is just for Friday, 612 pips, 71% winning. And the real key is most days the average win is 18 to 25 pips, and the average loss I like to keep under 8 pips per day. So this was extremely low losses and bigger than average wins compared to what I shoot for. And you can see it's over 4 times bigger wins than losses. Huge astronomical day. In the last 2 years we've probably had only 3 days over 600 pips, and this is one of them. So very big day. Previous day on Thursday, 374 pips, very high winning percentage, and again almost 3 times bigger win than losses. And if you also notice on here, there's 34 trades that day. That's a lot of trades. In the past, a few months ago, we were getting about 16 to 20 trades per day. You can see on Friday it had 39 trades. The day before, 36 trades. So the number of trades are really going up. And I also now, when I come up with new patterns, I back test them. If they don't seem to work that well, a lot of times I don't put them in the software. There's no time. I don't want to waste time in the future trying to fix a pattern that doesn't seem to work in the past today. So I'm trying to guard my time to put in patterns that are likely to hit frequently, likely to work 60–70% of the time, and also are likely to give 2 to 3 times bigger wins and losses when they do work. This day to 407 pips, 61% winning, and again, 3 times bigger win than loss. Excellent. And I think this must be Tuesday. 450 pips, 64% win, and again, 3 times bigger win than loss. Also, notice all the trades. And a lot of the trades, very, very tiny losses. I try to keep most losses under 10 pips, but some days, if a particular pattern in the past has worked well, I'll leave it alone. I keep stats on all of the patterns. And this is pretty good for Sunday, Monday. 331 pips, 57% winning, and again, very big average win. The average loss a little higher than I like, but did extremely well. So I am looking at daily patterns now and putting in a lot more patterns that are based on the daily pattern. For instance, one of the new patterns I put in that I've found in the past that works, I oftentimes don't see this when I'm trading, but recognize it in hindsight, is let's put this on this layer that I have the recording. If you have a couple of days down with making lower lows, and then there's a little doji where the open and close is very tiny. It's a tiny percentage of the day's range, high minus low. The open close as a percentage of that is very tiny. Breakouts tend to be profitable. So you can see, I'll bring up the pound yen. This is a new pattern I just put in, but it back tests very well, and I've traded this when I've manually traded for years.
Pound yen.
If you have a narrow range pattern, rectangle pattern, and the market's over the close of the previous day, when you have a daily setup, we look to buy. It found 3 trades on Friday, that particular trade. 2 of the 3 worked. So we had about a 12 pip loss and then a 2 20+ pip wins. The pound yen has lots of bars. It's actually analyzing all the past bars right now, so it should come up in a second. Okay, so here's the narrow range pattern that failed, where we had a loss, and then we got in here around 30 and out at 60. So the first one was a 30 pip win. This is a completely different pattern. And then it also bought this narrow range breakout here near the highs and also made over 30 pips. So that's a high probability pattern with very few rules that, if the daily chart supports it in the future, is likely to have some good trades. That more of them should work than not, in my opinion, and also the wins should be 2 or 3 times bigger than the losses. And that's basically all I'm doing, is putting in patterns that I feel in the future, either through personal experience with trading over 10 years or from back testing. A lot of times ideas I think work, back test horrible, so I don't pursue them. Other times ideas I think can't possibly work do, which is, it makes sense because so many people lose money trading. Typically what doesn't make sense does tend to work in the market. So I'm always trying to think of, sometimes I'll back test ideas that I think can't possibly work, and there's some of the most profitable patterns. So, but we're always working on improving the patterns. There's over 2,500 of them in there now that I've done over the last 2 years, and as you can see, the results are just unbelievable. So that's all we're really doing. We're not really trying to get new customers. I'm certainly willing to sell this software for $2,000 or lease it for $200 a month with the data if anyone wants it, but this is more of an update to our existing. We have a couple thousand users that use our software. This is kind of an update for them. But again, I'm not against selling the software to new traders that want it.